Hello, this is Bug News, and today we're going to talk about Ashley Silva. And if you don't know who Ashley Silva is, Ashley Britton Silver, as she likes to be called, don't call her Quicksilver wife, don't call her kid's name mom, call her by her name. Cray, no, just joking. And what we're going to do is review some parts of her book, and it's on Amazon. I think it's also in I think it's also an Audible. I'm not sure. I don't know if this is self-published, but I think it's published by 13th and Joan, whoever that may be. Now, Joy and Clifton made jokes, said the book's okay as long as you can get past the misspelling. So I don't think I saw any misspellings. Might have saw some run-on sentences, but that might be due to my poor grammar thinking it's run-on sentences. But so the book basically, I don't know, it's kind of a life story. Then it got some little cheat sheets in there. You're supposed to write what you think. I think that's the best way I can describe it. But it's also supposed to help people get over their situation. So it's not traditionally a traditional biography. I don't know if it was meant to be that. So we'll just start out, go with a few things. So many of you probably didn't know that Ashley has at least 3 siblings. I thought at one point, I think she said she had a brother, but I don't think so. But she had 3 siblings. So, and the way Ashley paints the picture, like she grew up in the hood, but apparently she had a vehicle in high school. So, as you know, to have a vehicle, you gotta have car insurance. Even if it's a bum vehicle, you gotta have car insurance, so somebody was paying that. But we'll come back to that. And so like I said, so she had at least 3 siblings, all women, well, girls at the time. And then she had an older sister who, strangely enough, has not appeared on Love and Marriage DC. And her sister had 2 kids. But let's just start. We're gonna come back to that. So, Ashley, I guess it's like a reflection, kind of going back and forth in her life, and then what she is now, and things like that. But Ashley, thought she would be a star, as it pointed out in the book, by 18. She may have been trying to be sarcastic, but married by 23. So I don't know if that's a plus or minus. But if you read the book and you see how she describes things, she said, I guess, in my humble opinion, allegedly, that her friends looked down on her, or she had felt some type of way because she didn't go off to college. Now, I don't think she probably had the right mentorship, because Baltimore has universities that kind of can deal with Ashley. You got Cobb, and you got Morgan, and you have the community college. So I don't know, but her mother wanted her to be a lawyer due to Ashley. She expresses herself, but Ashley wanted to go on to do other things and enter the radio industry. So somewhere along the way, I guess she went to broadcasting school. And so somewhere along the way, she was still fairly young. In addition to that, she learned the life lesson. I guess she bought a car, and then she didn't. In the book, she say she bought a Lexus, but she didn't say it was like an old Lexus. But she implied that it was, it broke down, and then she had to go out and get a Honda or Hyundai. But she said she paid for the Lexus cash. But she was working. She was productive. So at that time, she I think at one point in her life, she worked in the furniture store and worked in an office. Then from there, somehow she ended up working on the radio street team for a sports station. She, at that point, I think she started dating quick, and she ended up pregnant. Although this was not her first pregnancy. She ended up pregnant, and I guess somehow they got married. I don't remember all the details. And I'm not going to read you all the book, because you got to go out and buy this book, So she then she found out she was pregnant. Quick was excited. and she thought he'd be upset because he also was in the radio industry, and he was, he's happy. They made it work. They bought a house young, which is smart. So one of those two had some brains, or they got good advice. They bought a house young, and I think they moved out of Baltimore when they bought the house, because she was saying it was like an hour away in that aspect. So, and one reason she quit because she had to lift stuff and she was pregnant. Otherwise, she probably still would have been, in the promotion department, and who knows, maybe working in radio. Ironically, some ironic stuff here, but we'll come back to that. All right, so somewhere later on, she got back in school, and she said she didn't finish because there was a class conflict. So these are like major points in her life. So let's go back a little bit. So you remember when Ashley was on Love and Marriage, she said her mom left her there. Well, that in the book she said her mom left her, but her sister, who was 24 at the time, so Ashley's 16, her sister was 24, so that's like a 12-year difference if my math is correct. So Ashley is like, her sister's probably in her 50s now, or close. Well, yeah, probably close to it, because Ashley's like 30 something, 40 at so she's probably close to 50 now. But anyway, so she, in addition to that, she probably got some nieces and nephews there in that 20. So she had 2 kids, but she was living it with Ashley, and so she was keeping an eye on Ashley. So her mom really didn't leave her there by herself. She might have missed the comfort of her mom. Ashley didn't have a lot of self-confidence, allegedly. And she finally realized, why, as she explains in the book. But one reason, her grandmother was, I guess, in the 50s and 40s. So, Ashley was getting her nose pinched, talking about, skin complexion and certain things like that. And I guess her sister had the more petite figure, and it was, I guess, her grandmother's favorite. I don't know if they had the same parents, same father, is what I want to say. I don't know. But that, and in addition to that, I mean, still 12-year differences. So how could Ashley, really reference that her sister didn't get her nose pinched, or those same things? But she said her sister really didn't talk back, kind of quiet. We never say she was docile or anything. But like I said, she was older, so I don't know. But so her sister was there, and Ashley had a car when she was living the American dream. I mean, if you're in high school, male or female, and you have a car, that's part of the American dream. You follow where I'm coming from? So it is what it is. So I never heard her say she had to catch the bus from the west side. And then remember, the west side, well, I don't know the city, but I mean, it's some very decent areas on the west side. She just says I'm from the west side. She don't say what part of the west side, but that's a whole nother discussion. But she said she started, anyway, we know the story that she was hanging out, not going to school. So, and somehow she met Quicksilver. I don't know. But, so we're going to get back to, how she eventually just stopped going to school. I think it's somewhere in her life she went back to school, but at this point, so this is where I guess you say mentorship comes in. So she had a conflict with her picking up her son, and she couldn't find nobody to pick him up, so this led her to dropping out of school. I'm paraphrasing, but many people have been to school, so even if you stop for that year, and I don't know the situation with the school, you usually can go back and just pick up that class or something. Sometimes schools work out situations. So maybe it was just like mentorship in that part. So in her life. But she also pointed out that Quick was a good husband. But when she had her breakdown, and I think also after that, I think she tried to commit suicide at some point. That Quick took all her credit cards because they was in her name. So she was financially dependent on Quick. And I think that, really upset her. So I think eventually they worked that out. I guess he was about to leave her. And there's a lot of little things in here, like she's with Quick. But people probably could read into it that because of the kids is why she's with Quick, and she probably will bail. So we'll see, when that last one hit 18 or the other one hit 18, we'll see if one of them leave or not. I think if Ashley did leave Quick, he would be devastated, because you see, like, family type of guy that's part of his structure. And keep in mind, they both came from single family households. I think in Ashley's case, her grandmother was helping her mother. What I mean by help raise, so somehow they lived together. So and keep an eye on her while I guess she went out. And then when Ashley's dad left, and then the grandmother died, she was saying that her mom was under even more stress. So, but let's tying all that together. Like I said, now, so only drama that happened between her stepsister, she used to like to go away, she used to say go away for the summer, visit her dad, wherever he lived at, but he moved to state away, so I'm thinking he just probably moved up to PA. Either PA or VA or Delaware, either one of those two. I mean, I can't go into details of the geographical, how Baltimore fits in this geographical type of thing, but and he might have only been up in York or Harrisburg, but he might have moved to PA because it's child support. But he did have another family, and she said stepsisters and not half sisters. So anyway, so what happened is that the two girls, they played a joke on Ashley. She got on a bike, rode down the hill, but there were no brakes on the bike, so she got like lifelong scars from that incident. Unfortunately, now she implies that she might have had a little situation with an older cousin. They was like in the bed, and he asked him and Ashley and her sister, or Ashley, like I said, you gotta read the book, about, you're not gonna be a virgin ever, something like that. I don't know what that was all about, but I'm paraphrasing, but I do remember that you're not gonna be a virgin forever. It was in the book. Now we're gonna go into like Ashley's website and podcast. So here's where it's kind of weird to me. Okay, so Ashley had the website. She was trying to get off the ground, but I guess she did some interviews and this and that, and then one interview fell apart with, I guess, a more higher profile. So like, although the names that she lists, they were pretty high profile. So she said she thought it'd be groundbreaking for a website, but a lot of people don't know, when you're doing blogging, you just can't be doing unless you just somehow attracted people or you had some type of promotion or whatever. But a lot of times, if you're doing blogging at the time that she was doing blogging, because she probably was so let's say blogging 2000, early 2000, let's say 2004, let's say when we went over here in Bug News, we started. It used to be Street Roach Pigs, then rebranded Bug News. So it's kind of a little easier then if you did know what you were doing, and because it was less competition. So we was like on the picture thing, so pictures were on different other people's blog. But I started to notice that the other bloggers were more professional, and what I mean by that is that they were already in the media. So of course they knew we're doing certain things. Then you also had to you had to be in tune to how Google was going to search. So it's like if you wasn't talking to nobody, you could hit your head. Then also, some people say I wasn't the best writer, but so they can't support me. I'm just being honest. But then around, let me see, when she came out, Google kind of changed things. So I guess what I'm trying to say, for the blogging, you got to do like 100 articles a month. You can't be posting no 1 or 2 articles a month. You got to do like 100 articles a month. Or more, because you want the foot traffic and you want the engine to kind of grab you. So, but if you didn't know that, so if you look at a lot of those past blogs, either they had more people writing for them, maybe had 5 people. Crunkers and Oily, it was like 4 of them. So if each person do 3 articles, you're gonna hit 100. Sandra Rose, I'm just going about it like a lot of the black ones, and then Nicole Bitchie, who I'm just like I said, a lot of the black ones. So she was kind of in the industry, and then she was putting up a lot of articles. I mean, a lot. So that's what I'm saying. So you had to get that foot traffic, and then who else? Like YBF. I'm talking about during this time frame. So YBF, Young, Black, and Beautiful, or something like that. In addition, remember, so the bigger people like Essence and Time and all of them, they were leaving the blog world alone. They didn't get into it because they bought their way into it. Okay, we're gonna see how this goes, then we'll buy them, and that's exactly what happened. But in Ashley's case, she was successful but not very successful. And then she did the podcast, and then the podcast wasn't successful. In that aspect, I'm just paraphrasing what was in the book. So, but the ironic thing, he was around like promotional people, media people, trying to figure out why he wasn't successful. He was around other people, and then I pointed out that her current YouTube channel, Winter, is her most successful media platform, in my opinion. Because she's posted other stuff and they kind of didn't really take off, but she doesn't realize, maybe she didn't realize, you got to keep posting. Actually, if she would do a post, she would do the thing with Winter, do like maybe some family, she probably can't do it because of contracts or person, but she would do a post or something. I went to this restaurant, or I'm here. She would be, I think she's like almost at 1,000. She'd probably be at 7,000 due to her name. And then right now she doesn't even have that many, I think, Instagram followers, Twitter followers, but it's got to do with the posts. Instagram and Twitter are a little different than they were in the past, so we're gonna take that off the table. But YouTube's still kind of the same, except for you have a lot of more professional people getting in YouTube, starting their platforms thing, so that's going to even make it even harder. That's a whole nother discussion. But it's just ironic that she didn't reach out or get some mentor. Maybe she did. And she was trying to do it the way they said it, but the way the game was, now you got to, for especially with the blog, like I said, you got to be posting at least a minimum of 100 articles a month. And you think that easy, but it ain't easy. Then most of these people are doing like 200, right? So articles a month. So and then of course YouTube is a little different in that aspect. But and then also you also had people, when I say people, you also had these platforms, a lot of people don't want to admit it, that they can limit you. They were limiting you from just start because they would promote, certain people got to promote, why is this coming up? But if you do some research, you find out some people, they cherry pick to pick up. So and some people you might have been cherry picked to pick down, depending on your historical demographics of why you may like or dislike an individual. I'm gonna leave it at that. So after that, I think that led to her, her breakdown and things like that. But overall, I'm gonna give the book a B, in my opinion. So you can go out and check it out. But I just talked about it. I really didn't go into like a lot of detail. I feel I didn't. And hopefully, we'll get a little more from Miss Silver. Remember, don't call her Quicksilver wife. There's one thing I learned from the book. Don't call her, I don't know her two kids' names, but don't call them and say this is such and such mom. All right, you better call her Ashley or Ashley Britton Silver. But this is Bug News. Thank you. Please like, share, and subscribe and comment. And have a nice day.